Speech-language disorder, type of disability research paper by Dulcinea Dumont. Types of speech and language disabilities. In the U.S., 1 out of every 12 children has a form of the speech-language disorder. Evelyn, 2019, page 1, quoted. With speech and language impairments on the rise, it's of the utmost importance that all parents and caregivers are able to look for the signs early on to be able to make sense of whether or not there is a delay and a need for aid. Medical and scientific studies are proving that if parents are able to help their children at a young age, early diagnosis and preventative measures are proving to have significant positive outcomes in the lives of those affected. Causes of speech impairment. The possible cause for speech impairment is not easily pinpointed, as there are many causes, including but not limited to brain damage, muscle weakness, damage to the vocal cords, and degenerative disease. Apraxia is one of the causes of speech impairment, as the connection between the brain and the motor control that is used to form sounds has a disconnect due to damage in the brain, which makes it hard for the individual to form sounds. Other disorders are as follows. Articulation disorders, when a child has a hard time making certain sounds. Fluency, when the speed at which one speaks is slowed. Examples of this would be stuttering, aka repetitions, blocks, and prolongations. Often when children are feeling stressed, the stuttering becomes more severe. Voice disorder, when there is a problem with the pitch, loudness, resonance, or quality of the voice, the range of possible problematic causes makes it crucial to start seeking help early on, as the earlier a diagnosis can be made through testing, the sooner treatment can begin. The challenges that children face when living with a speech impairment. There are many challenges for those who suffer from speech impairments, as it is disabling and can cause issues on many levels when faced with the inability to communicate. Stuttering, which was mentioned previously as a speech fluency impairment, can bring on both behavioral and physical symptoms at the same time. Stuttering begins when children are at preschool age, most commonly when they are around 3. Mark 2017, page 1, quoted. Examples of this are as follows. Tension in the face and shoulders, rapid blinking, lip tremors, clenched fists, and sudden head movements. The consequences of untreated speech-language problems are significant and lead to behavioral challenges, mental health problems, and reading difficulties. Prelock, 2008, page 1, quoted. All of the above make it very difficult for those impaired when trying to adapt and make sense of the world around them, especially when in school. Having a hard time adapting to the school system can lead to academic failure. Recommended treatments. The type of treatment will typically depend on the severity of the speech disorder and its underlying cause. Jamie, 2019, page 6, quoted. Some of the treatment options available include speech therapy and physical exercises, working to familiarize the patient with certain sounds while working the muscles that assist with pronunciation. If the client is hard of hearing, then the recommended treatment option would start with wearing an ear device or getting an implant to aid with hearing. Once the patient can hear, the next step is speech therapy. With that, based upon any additional issues that arise for the patient, either contrast therapy, which uses word pairs for proper pronunciation, oral motor therapy for proper muscle function when there is a loss of muscle function due to lack of use, and for certain cases where anxiety persists, medication may be an option as well. Speech impairment due to hearing loss. Speech impairment due to hearing loss for the individual is almost life-altering on many levels. There is a feeling of isolation or separation from the world they live in, which can lead to loneliness, frustration, and social anxiety. Clinic and forensic studies have reported high rates of language impairments in conduct disordered and incarcerated youth. Brownie, 2004, page 1, quoted. For parents, it can be life-altering to make changes in order to get their children the help they need to succeed. Between the fear of the unknown of what will become of their children to going through a broken system and trying to find out what exactly is wrong by going through all the tests to get the final diagnosis to them, start treatment in hopes that it will help their child. These are some of the many problems parents face. The impact on the community when working with a child with a speech disability boils down to having an open mind and working hand in hand with the parents and the programs that are assisting the child to live a full life. The big finale. As a teacher, I would conclude that when working with both the parents and the child who faces a speech impairment, to educate myself on ways that I can assist the child on a daily basis. Asking the questions on what might be working for the child outside of school and seeing if there are ways I can implement those changes within the school. Using the opportunity to help as a time to learn and do my duty as a teacher to make learning fun and help in whatever way I can. Learning about the different treatments and diagnoses for speech therapy has given me a deeper understanding on how it feels to go through this impairment and ways in which I might be able to help. The end.